The phone vibrates against the cold metal of my locker just as I'm pulling off my blood-stained scrubs. I stare at the screen. Unknown number. 11:58 p.m. My first instinct is to ignore it. After a 16-hour shift in the ER, every muscle in my body screams for sleep. The attending physician finally sent me home after I nearly miscalculated a medication dosage for the third time tonight. Exhaustion does dangerous things in a hospital. But I'm a nurse. We answer phones at ungodly hours. It's coded into our DNA, woven through years of training where a missed call could mean a patient's life. My thumb swipes across the screen before my brain can override the instinct. Hello? My voice comes out rougher than intended, scraped raw from barking orders during a code blue that lasted 47 minutes. We lost him anyway. Silence answers me. Not empty silence, but the kind that breathes. Someone is there on the other end, deciding something. Hello? I repeat, irritation seeping through my exhaustion. If this is a robocall, you've got terrible timing. It's done. The voice that finally responds is male, smooth like expensive whiskey, with an edge that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Deep, controlled, dangerous, not asking, not questioning, stating. I blink at my reflection in the locker room mirror. Dark circles under my eyes, honey-brown skin dull with fatigue, black hair escaping its bun in wild curls that frame my face like a warning. Excuse me? The silence stretches longer this time. I hear muffled sounds in the background, traffic maybe, or voices speaking in a language I can't quite place. When he speaks again, his tone has shifted entirely. Sharp, lethal. Who the hell is this? You called me, I point out, suddenly very aware that I'm alone in the locker room. The hospital's never truly empty, but at midnight, the lower levels become ghost towns. Fluorescent lights hum overhead with that particular frequency that sets teeth on edge. This is 555047. He pronounces each number with deliberate precision, like he's double-checking something that shouldn't need checking. No, this is 555-0074. I glance at my phone screen to confirm. You've got the wrong number. Another pause. Longer. I should hang up. Every instinct screams it. Instead, I remain frozen, phone pressed to my ear, listening to him breathe, slow, measured, thinking. What's your name? The question comes softer now, curious rather than demanding. Jennifer, I lie, because something in his voice tells me truth is a commodity I shouldn't waste on strangers who call about things being done at midnight. A low sound rumbles through the phone. Not quite a laugh, but close, amused. Jennifer, your heartbeat just accelerated. I can hear it in your voice. Pitch goes up when people lie. Did you know that? Ice water floods my veins. Who are you? Someone who appreciates quick thinking under pressure. His voice has shifted again, somewhere between threat and intrigue. But not lies. Try again. What's your name? Look, I don't know what you think this is. You sound young. Mid-20s? Tired. Very tired. Long shift? He's circling something, probing. That medical terminology you almost used a second ago. When you said code instead of call, you're in healthcare, nurse or doctor. My breath catches. I said that? I don't even remember. I'm hanging up now. Are you? Challenge colors the words. Then why haven't you? Because he's right. My thumb hovers over the end call button but doesn't press. Because in the 3 years since I moved to this city, since I buried my parents and cut ties with my older brother, since I rebuilt a life from smoking ruins, nothing has surprised me. Nothing has made me feel anything except the dull ache of routine and the sharp sting of loneliness. This voice, this stranger. He's making me feel something I can't quite name. What's your name? I ask instead of hanging up. Not how this works, but I hear the smile in his voice. You don't get to ask questions until you answer mine. Real name. Last chance. Natalia. It escapes before I can stop it. My name is Natalia. Natalia. He tastes my name like wine, savoring it. Beautiful. Means illusion in Sanskrit. Are you an illusion, Natalia? I'm a very tired nurse who answered the wrong call and would like to go home. Nurse. I was right. Satisfaction threads through his tone. Where? That's not your business. Everything in this city is my business. No arrogance in the statement, just fact. like saying the sky is blue or water is wet. But I'll let you keep your secrets, for now. The way he says, for now, sends a shiver down my spine that has nothing to do with the cold. I need to go, I say, proud that my voice remains steady. Yes. He agrees, but makes no move to end the call. You should leave that hospital. Should drive your... A pause, like he's guessing. Modest car to your small apartment in a neighborhood that's affordable but not quite safe. Should triple-check your locks because you're smart enough to be cautious. Should try to sleep even though you won't. Not after this call. You don't know anything about me. I know you're still listening. His voice drops lower, intimate, like he's speaking directly into my ear instead of through a phone. I know you haven't been with anyone in a long time, haven't let anyone close. I know you're curious what kind of man makes a call at midnight about things being done and then gets intrigued by wrong numbers instead of angry. My heart hammers against my ribs. What do you want? Meet me. Tonight. The words land between us like stones dropped in still water, rippling outward. No question mark, no request. A command wrapped in two simple words. That's insane. I don't even know who you are. My name is Roman, a beat, and you'll come because your life is small and safe and suffocating, because you answer calls at midnight from strangers instead of sleeping, because something in you recognized something in me, and now you can't stop wondering what happens if you say yes. You're unbelievably arrogant. Confident, he corrects. There's a difference. The Grand Imperial Hotel, penthouse level, midnight. It's already past midnight. Then you'll be late. I'll wait. The certainty in his voice borders on infuriating. Don't overthink it, Natalia. Just come. And if I don't? Silence stretches so long I think he's hung up. Then I'll wonder about the woman with the beautiful voice who lied about her name and answered a call that changed everything. And you'll wonder about me. Forever. The line goes dead. I stand in the empty locker room, staring at my phone's dark screen, feeling the weight of the last 10 minutes settle over me like a physical thing. My hands shake as I shove the phone into my bag. This is crazy, reckless, potentially dangerous. I should go home. Should forget this happened. Should. 20 minutes later, I'm standing outside the Grand Imperial Hotel, wearing the only dress in my closet that doesn't look like I bought it from a thrift store, though I did. Emerald green, simple cut, slightly too tight because I've lost weight I couldn't afford to lose. My worn leather jacket over it ruins whatever elegance the dress might have possessed. The hotel towers above me, all glass and steel and old money. Doormen in uniforms that probably cost more than my monthly rent stand at attention. I don't belong here. Everything about my appearance screams it. I should leave. Instead, I climb the marble steps. The lobby swallows me whole. Vaulted ceilings disappear into shadow and gold. Crystal chandeliers cast light that seems to exist in a different spectrum than the fluorescent glare of the hospital. My footsteps echo too loud on marble floors, so polished I can see my reflection. A woman who looks displaced, out of her depth. A man in a black suit materializes from nowhere. Tall, built like violence wrapped in expensive tailoring, with an earpiece and eyes that catalog threats by instinct. His gaze sweeps over me once, dismissive, then again, sharper. Miss Rivera? My blood turns to ice. I never gave my last name. Never gave any name except Natalia, and that only first name. And certainly not to anyone at this hotel. How do you... Mr. Roman is expecting you. He gestures toward a private elevator hidden behind a velvet rope. This way. I don't move. Can't move. He knows my full name. Mr. Roman knows many things. The man's expression doesn't change. Professional. Detached. The elevator, Miss Rivera. Every survival instinct I possess screams at me to run. This man knows where I work, what I drive, probably where I live. He's had me investigated in the 43 minutes since that phone call. The level of resources that requires, the connections, the power. I should definitely leave. The elevator is mirrored on all sides. I watch multiple versions of myself ascend, each looking equally terrified and equally determined. The numbers climb, past the regular floors, past the suites, into territory marked only with P penthouse. The doors open with a soft chime into a private foyer, black marble, understated elegance. And beyond, through open double doors, a space that takes my breath away. Floor-to-ceiling windows showcase the city sprawling below, like scattered diamonds on black velvet. The penthouse itself is all clean lines and masculine luxury. Dark leather, steel accents, modern art that's probably worth more than I'll earn in my lifetime. A gas fireplace flickers against one wall, casting dancing shadows. And standing by the windows, back to me, is him. Roman. Even from behind, he commands the space. Tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a tailored charcoal suit that fits like it was stitched directly onto his body. Dark hair, slightly longer than conventional, curling just above his collar. Hands in his pockets, stance relaxed, but something in the set of his shoulders suggests coiled power. A predator at rest. He doesn't turn, not immediately. Makes me wait, makes me look. You came. His voice, that voice, is somehow richer in person. It fills the space between us. You knew I would. Hoped? He turned slowly, deliberately. There's a difference? The breath leaves my lungs. Roman Moretti, because surely that's who he is, who he must be, is younger than I expected. Early 30s at most. And beautiful in a way that's almost aggressive. Sharp cheekbones, strong jaw with the shadow of stubble, full lips that probably drive women insane. But it's his eyes that trap me. Dark, nearly black, and so intense I feel physically pinned by his gaze. A thin scar cuts through his left eyebrow. Another, barely visible, traces his jawline. Marks of violence, evidence of survival. They don't diminish his appeal, they intensify it. You're staring, he observes, the corner of his mouth lifting. You're younger than I thought. Disappointed? Surprised. He moves closer, each step measured, closing the distance with predatory grace. Stops just inside my personal space, close enough that I catch his scent. Cedar and smoke, expensive cologne with dangerous undertones, close enough that I have to tilt my head back to maintain eye contact. Drink? He nods toward a bar cart displaying bottles that probably cost more than my car. No. I need my wits, all of them. His smile widens, approving. Smart. Never accept drinks from strangers. Then why am I here? Because I asked nicely. You commanded. Semantics. He moves away, giving me space to breathe, pouring himself 2 fingers of amber liquid from a crystal decanter. You look different than I imagined. You imagined me? For 43 minutes straight. He takes a slow sip, watching me over the rim. Shorter than I expected. The confidence in your voice suggested someone taller. But your eyes, his gaze locks onto mine. I got those right. Hazel. Green and gold like sunlight through leaves. Heat crawls up my neck. How do you know my full name? Where I work? Where I live? I have resources. That's not an answer. It's the only one I'm giving right now. He sets down his glass. Your turn. Why did you really come? You told me to. Try again. He tilts his head, studying me like a puzzle he's determined to solve. The truth this time, Natalia. The way he says my name, like he's tasting it, rolling it around his mouth to savor every syllable, does something dangerous to my pulse. I don't know, I admit, because lying to him seems pointless. You were right. My life is small, safe, boring, and you offered me something else. Just for tonight, he says softly. That's all I'm offering. One night where you're not a nurse or a daughter or whatever roles you play. Just Natalia. With me. I don't even know you. That's what makes it safe. He closes the distance again, slow enough that I could retreat if I wanted. I don't want. No history, no expectations, no tomorrow. His hand rises, fingers ghosting along my jaw so lightly I might have imagined it. His thumb traces my lower lip and my breath catches audibly. What do you want from me? The question emerges barely above a whisper. Everything. His eyes darken. But tonight I'll settle for honesty. Tell me, Natalia Rivera, when was the last time someone looked at you and saw past the scrubs and the exhaustion? When was the last time someone wanted to know who you are beneath all that armor you wear? Never. The answer is never. But I can't say that. Can't give him that much power. You're dangerous, I say instead. Extremely. No denial, no softening. Does that frighten you? Yes. Good. His hand drops away, leaving my skin cold. Fear keeps you sharp, keeps you alive. He moves to a desk in the corner, opens a drawer, withdraws a folder. You want honesty? Here's mine. He hands me the folder. I don't want to take it, don't want to know, but my hands reach for it anyway, operating on some instinct I don't understand. Inside are photos, surveillance photos, of a man I haven't seen in 8 years, haven't spoken to in longer, my brother, Carlos. The world tilts. Where did you get these? My voice sounds distant, hollow. Your brother worked for people who work for people who eventually work for me. Roman's tone remains neutral, factual. Worked, past tense. He's dead, Natalia. The folder slips from my numb fingers. Photos scatter across polished marble. Carlos, older now, harder, in situations I don't want to understand, with people who radiate violence. When? I manage. Tonight, 10:47 p.m., executed. The word hangs between us. Executed, not killed, not murdered, executed, professional, planned. Did you? I can't finish the question. No. He moves closer and I realize I'm swaying. His hands steady me, warm and strong around my upper arms. But his phone number was 1 digit off from yours. The call Ibeka, meant for him connected to you instead. Everything clicks into place with horrible clarity. The wrong number. His questions. The command to meet. This wasn't chance, wasn't attraction, wasn't anything except, I'm bait, I whisper. You think I know something, that Carlos told me something. I think, Roman says carefully, his dark eyes searching mine, that you're in danger you don't understand. And I think the only thing standing between you and the people who killed your brother is me. His phone buzzes. He releases me to check it, his expression darkening as he reads. What? He looks up and something in his eyes makes my heart stop. Not anger, something worse, concern. You were seen entering the hotel, he says quietly, by people who report to my enemies, people who now believe you're either my new weakness or Carlos's confederate. Either way, he closes the distance, cupping my face with both hands, forcing me to meet his eyes. You can't leave here alone. You can't go home. As of this moment, Natalia Rivera, you're mine to protect. I didn't ask for protection. No. His thumbs trace my cheekbones, the gesture almost tender. You answered a wrong number. But here we are anyway. Before I can respond, before I can process any of this, the lights in the penthouse flicker once, twice. Roman's entire demeanor changes in an instant. The civilized man vanishes. What remains is pure predator. Get behind me, he orders, already moving toward the door. Now. What's happening? He doesn't answer. His hand dips inside his jacket, emerging with a gun that glints in the firelight. And I realize, with crystalline clarity, that answering that wrong number didn't just change my life. It might have ended it. The gunshot shatters the silence before I can scream. Roman moves with a speed that defies physics, shoving me behind the leather sectional as the floor-to-ceiling window spiderwebs with cracks, not breaking, bulletproof. But the message is clear. Someone just tried to kill us. Stay down! His voice cuts through my shock, cold and commanding. He's already on his phone, speaking rapid-fire Italian, the musical language turning harsh with authority. I catch words that sound like orders, like threats, like promises of violence. My hands shake as I press against the cool leather, heart hammering so hard I taste copper. This isn't real. Can't be real. Nurses don't get shot at. We save lives, we don't. Another shot. This one hits lower, punching through the window with a sound like ice cracking. The bulletproof glass holds, but barely. How long? Roman barks into his phone. Then, not good enough. 2 minutes or you're all dead. He hangs up, turns to me, and his eyes have gone flat. Empty. The face of a man who's killed before and will again without hesitation. We're leaving. Stay close. Do exactly as I say. Don't speak. Understand? I nod because words have abandoned me. He grabs my wrist, pulls me up, keeps me low as we move toward a door I hadn't noticed before. Hidden panel, no visible seam until he presses his palm against the wall. It slides open to reveal a stairwell, concrete and industrial, nothing like the luxury of the penthouse. Emergency exit, he explains, already descending, gun raised. Built into every property I own, paranoia is survival in my world. His world, the world I've stumbled into because I answered a phone call meant for my dead brother. We descend in silence, broken only by our footfalls and my ragged breathing. 5 flights. 6. My legs burn. Roman doesn't slow, doesn't check if I'm keeping up. He knows I am, knows I have no choice. The stairwell ends at an unmarked door. He pauses, listens, then eases it open onto an underground garage. 3 black SUVs idle in formation, doors open, men in tactical gear waiting. The bodyguard from earlier, the one who knew my name, stands beside the center vehicle. "Boss," he nods once. "Perimeter secure. We have a 5-minute window." Then we use 3. Roman pulls me toward the SUV, practically lifting me inside before sliding in beside me. The door hasn't even closed before we're moving, tires squealing against concrete, racing toward an exit ramp that rises into the night. I twist in my seat, looking back at the hotel. The penthouse windows glow like eyes in the darkness. No more gunfire, no visible threat. But the prickling sensation between my shoulder blades tells me we're being watched. "Put this on." Roman hands me a bulletproof vest, heavy and intimidating. When I hesitate, his hands move, efficient and impersonal, strapping it across my chest, tightening buckles. His knuckles brush the swell of my breasts, and neither of us acknowledges it. This isn't intimacy. It's survival. "Where are we going?" My voice sounds foreign, small. "Somewhere safer than anywhere you've ever been." He's on his phone again, issuing orders in English now. "Lockdown protocol, full sweep. I want names by sunrise." The city blurs past. We're driving fast, but not recklessly, staying within the flow of late-night traffic. Invisible. The 2 escort SUVs have peeled off, going separate directions. Decoys, I realize, in case someone's tracking us. "The file," I say suddenly, remembering. "The photos of Carlos, they're still in your penthouse." "Memorized." Roman taps his temple. "And backed up in 7 locations. Your brother was thorough, I'll give him that. Kept records of everything, every one. I don't understand what he was involved in." "Money laundering, information brokering. He worked for the Rossi family. Heard that name before?" When I shake my head, he continues, "Good. You shouldn't have. They traffic in things I won't name with you in the car, things that make murder look merciful." My stomach turns. And he just worked for them? My brother? "People make choices, Natalia, usually the wrong ones." His jaw tightens. "Carlos made a lot of wrong choices. The worst was trying to play both sides, DEA informant, while still running Rossi operations. You can't serve 2 masters in this world. Eventually, they both kill you." The weight of it crashes over me. 8 years since I've seen Carlos, since our parents' funeral, where we stood on opposite sides of their graves and said nothing. Since he told me I was better off without him, that his life wasn't meant to touch mine. I thought he meant he was in construction in another city. Thought he was just distant, disconnected, protecting me from his failures. He was protecting me from this. "Why do they think I know something?" I ask. I haven't spoken to him in almost a decade. Blood is currency in my world. Doesn't matter if you were close. They'll assume he told you something, left you something, hid something with you. Roman finally looks at me, really looks, and I see something shift behind those dark eyes. Not pity. Understanding, maybe. "You're leveraged now, against whoever he was working with, whatever he was planning, and leverage has one purpose. To be used, to be broken." He says it gently, like he's explaining something inevitable. "I won't let that happen. You don't even know me. I know enough." His hand finds mine in the darkness, surprising us both. He doesn't pull away, neither do I. "I know you answered a call at midnight because saving people is instinct for you. I know you came to meet a dangerous stranger because you're brave or reckless or both. I know you deserve better than being hunted for your brother's sins." The SUV turns off the highway onto a private road. Trees close in on both sides, blocking out the city's ambient light. We drive for 10 minutes into darkness until gates appear, massive and iron, swinging open at our approach. The estate that materializes makes the hotel penthouse look modest. Mediterranean architecture sprawls across manicured grounds, all cream stone and terracotta tile, lit by soft landscape lighting that makes it glow like something from a dream. Or a fortress, Gardens cascade down terraces toward the dark shimmer of ocean in the distance. Guards patrol the perimeter, visible and invisible, their presence felt even when unseen. "Welcome home," Roman says, and there's something in his voice I can't identify. Pride, maybe, or resignation. "This is yours?" "One of my homes, the only one that matters." He helps me out, hand at the small of my back, guiding me up stone steps to massive wooden doors that open before we reach them. A woman waits inside. 60s, steel gray hair and an elegant bun, kind eyes that catalog me in one sweeping glance. She wears a simple black dress and an expression that suggests nothing surprises her. "Maria," Roman says, and his voice gentles in a way I haven't heard. "This is Natalia Rivera. She's my guest. Prepare the East Wing." "The East Wing?" Maria's eyebrows rise fractionally. "Not the guest quarters?" "The East Wing," he repeats firmly. "She'll need clothes, toiletries, everything. Her size—" He glances at me, assessing with professional detachment. "6, I'd guess. 5'6" height, casual comfort, nothing restrictive." Maria nods, but I catch the curiosity in her gaze before she disappears down a hallway. "The East Wing?" I echo his words. "My private quarters?" He sheds his jacket, and I see the holster strapped across his chest, the gun dark against his white shirt. "The guest areas are comfortable but exposed. You'll stay near me where I can guarantee your safety." I should go home, call in sick to work, figure out, "Your apartment was breached 2 hours ago." He says it matter-of-factly, pulling out his phone to show me security footage. My front door, lock-picked, 3 men in dark clothes entering, tossing my modest furniture, rifling through my pathetic belongings. "They're looking for whatever they think Carlos gave you." I watch myself being violated from afar, watch strangers touch my things and feel nothing. Shock, probably, the kind that comes before the breakdown. "Do you have anything from him?" Roman asks. "Anything at all, even from years ago?" "No, nothing." Then I remember. Wait. A key. He gave me a key to his apartment at the funeral. Said if I ever needed anything. I never used it. Never even knew where he lived. Roman's eyes sharpen. "You still have it?" "In my locker at the hospital. I keep it with my parents' wedding rings. The only things I have left of any of them. We'll get it tomorrow." He's already planning, strategizing. "For now, you need rest." I couldn't possibly... "Natalia." He steps closer, and I'm struck again by how he commands space without trying. "You've been shot at, learned your brother is dead, discovered you're being hunted by organized crime, and had your home invaded. All in the last 90 minutes. You're about 3 seconds from collapse. I can see it." He's right. My hands are shaking. My vision keeps tunneling at the edges. The adrenaline that's been holding me together is evaporating, leaving only exhaustion and delayed terror. "I don't have anything to sleep in." The corner of his mouth lifts. "Maria will bring you something, or..." He pauses, something flickering across his expression. "You can wear one of my shirts, if you want." The offer hangs between us, intimate in a way that has nothing to do with sex and everything to do with trust. "Okay," I whisper. He leads me through the house, past rooms I don't register, down a hallway that opens into a suite larger than my entire apartment. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the ocean, moonlight painting silver paths across dark water. A massive bed dominates one wall. Everything is masculine elegance, dark wood and soft leather, the scent of cedar and something uniquely him. "The bathroom's through there," he nods to a door. "I'll get you a shirt." I'm alone for 30 seconds before he returns, holding soft black cotton. Our fingers brush as he hands it to me, and this time the contact feels deliberate, charged. "Thank you," I manage. "Lock the door if you want." He's already backing away, putting distance between us. "But you're safe here, Natalia, I promise you that." After he leaves, I shower in a bathroom that's all marble and rainfall shower heads, watching the day circle the drain. Blood from a patient, sweat from fear, the remnants of a life that feels like it belonged to someone else. I put on his shirt. It falls to mid-thigh, sleeves past my fingertips, smelling like cedar and safety. I don't lock the door. Sleep should be impossible, but exhaustion drags me under within minutes of touching those soft sheets. I dream of phone calls and gunshots and dark eyes that see too much. When I wake, Dawn is painting the ocean pink and gold, and Roman is sitting in the chair by the window, watching me sleep. He's changed clothes. Black t-shirt, dark jeans, barefoot. More human like this. More dangerous, too, in ways I'm starting to understand have nothing to do with guns or threats. "You talk in your sleep," he says softly. "You said his name. Carlos. You asked him why." I sit up, pulling the blanket around me like armor, though I'm covered neck to knees in his shirt. "How long have you been there?" "An hour, maybe 2. No apology. Couldn't sleep. Keep thinking about who took that shot. And I have theories." He rises, crosses to sit on the edge of the bed, close enough to touch but not touching. "Your brother kept a ledger. Names, dates, transactions. The USB drive he was carrying when he died is missing. If it contains what I think it does..." "What?" "Proof of everything, everyone. Police, politicians, judges. 20 years of corruption documented." His jaw clenches. "With that information, I could dismantle the Rossi empire completely. Or they could dismantle mine. Whoever finds it first wins the war." "And you think I know where it is?" "I think Carlos was smarter than anyone gave him credit for, and I think blood runs deeper than betrayal." He reaches out slowly, telegraphing the movement, giving me time to refuse. His hand cups my cheek, thumb stroking across my cheekbone. "I also think you're terrified and trying not to show it, and that's the bravest thing I've seen in a long time." I lean into his touch before I can stop myself. "I don't know anything. I wish I did. I wish I could help you end this so I could go back to my life." "Do you?" His dark eyes search mine. "Really want to go back?" The question lodges in my chest, because no, I realize. I don't. Whatever this is, whatever's happening between this dangerous man and me, it feels more real than anything has in years. "Roman." He kisses me, not gentle, not asking permission. His mouth claims mine with certainty, with heat, with a hunger that steals my breath and my sense. His hand tangles in my hair, angling my head, deepening the kiss until I'm dizzy with it, until I'm clutching his shirt, pulling him closer, kissing him back with equal desperation. When we break apart, both breathing hard, his forehead rests against mine. "I shouldn't want you," he says roughly. "You're a complication I don't need, a weakness I can't afford." "Then don't." I try to sound strong, fail completely. Too late. He kisses me again, softer this time, almost tender. "From the moment you answered that call, Natalia Rivera, you became mine to protect. And somewhere between the hotel and here, that changed into something else entirely." Before I can respond, before I can process what he's admitting, his phone vibrates. He checks it, and everything in him goes still. Cold. "What?" I ask, dreading the answer. "They found the USB drive." He stands, already moving, back in mission mode. "Carlos mailed it. To you. It's waiting at the hospital in your locker." My breath catches. That's impossible. How would he? He must have known they were coming for him. Last act before they killed him. Roman's already pulling on boots, checking his gun. "We need to move now, before the Rossis figure out where he sent it." "Maybe they already have," I whisper. His eyes meet mine, dark and determined. "Then we get there first." The hospital parking garage is a cathedral of shadows at 6 a.m. Early shift nurses trickle in, clutching travel mugs and gossip from the night before. They don't see the 3 SUVs parked on the lower level, don't notice the men in unremarkable clothes who are anything but unremarkable, don't sense the violence coiled and waiting. I'm wearing borrowed clothes, designer jeans that fit too well, a cashmere sweater in deep blue, boots that probably cost more than my monthly rent, Maria's selections. I look like someone else, someone who belongs in Roman's world instead of scrubbing blood off linoleum at 3 a.m. "You'll go in alone," Roman instructs, his hand at my lower back as we huddle in the SUV. "Normal routine. Check in, get to your locker, retrieve the package. My men will be positioned at every exit. You won't see them, but they're there." "What if the Rossis are already inside?" "Then you turn around and walk out. Don't engage. Don't try to be brave." His dark eyes pin me in place. "Your job is to survive, not to fight. Understood?" I nod, but my hands shake as I reach for the door handle. He catches my wrist, pulls me back, kisses me hard enough to leave no doubt about his intentions. When he releases me, his thumb traces my lower lip. 30 minutes. If you're not out in 30 minutes, I'm coming in. The hospital smells like it always does. Antiseptic, coffee, the peculiar odor of illness barely masked by industrial cleaners. I badge in, wave at security, head toward the locker room with practiced casualness. My heart hammers against my ribs. Every face could be an enemy. Every corner could hide a threat. The locker room is empty. Third shift is on the floor, second shift long gone. I'm alone with the fluorescent hum and my own shallow breathing. My locker opens with a familiar squeak. Inside, tucked behind my spare scrubs, is a padded envelope. No return address. Just my name and Carlos's distinctive scrawl, the letters leaning like they're falling sideways. Natalia. Not Nurse Rivera, not my employee number, just my name, written by a brother who's been dead for less than 24 hours, who somehow knew he was going to die and chose to protect me one last time. I pull out the envelope with trembling hands. Heavy. The USB drive inside makes a small weight, solid and damning. There's a note, too. Folded paper, his handwriting messier than usual. Rushed. Natalia. If you're reading this, I'm dead. I'm sorry. For everything. For leaving you alone, for the choices I made, for putting you in danger now when I only ever wanted to keep you safe. The drive has everything. Names, accounts, proof. Give it to Roman Moretti, only Roman. Not the cops, not the feds, only him. He's the only one who can protect you from what's coming. You always asked why I left after the funeral, why I cut you out. I need you to know the truth about Mom and Dad. It wasn't an accident. My vision tunnels, the words blur, the fire that killed them. It was the Rossis. Dad found out what they were really doing, not just money laundering, human trafficking. Kids, Natalia. He was their accountant. He couldn't live with it. He was going to the FBI. They found out. I've spent 8 years trying to take them down from the inside. It got me killed. But this drive, it's enough. Roman will know what to do. I love you. I'm sorry I never said it. See, the paper slips from my numb fingers. Not an accident. The fire that took my parents, that left me orphaned at 23, that sent Carlos running and left me alone in the world. Murder. Planned, executed, my knees buckle. I catch myself against the locker, metal cold against my palms, the world tilting sideways. A sound behind me. Footsteps, too heavy, too deliberate. I turn. 3 men block the locker room entrance, not hospital security, not doctors. Their suits are expensive, their faces hard, and the way they move, predators circling prey, makes my blood run cold. Natalia Rivera? The one in front smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. We need to talk about your brother. I clutch the envelope to my chest. I don't know anything. That's not what Carlos told us before he died. He steps closer. He said you had something for us, something very important. We'd like it back. Don't lie. The smile vanishes. It makes this unpleasant for everyone. My hand finds my phone in my pocket. I manage to press the side button 3 times. Emergency signal Roman programmed in before I left the SUV. Help is coming. I just have to survive until it arrives. My brother and I weren't close, I say, backing up, putting lockers between us. I haven't seen him in years. But he mailed you a package yesterday. We know. We've been watching. Another step. Give us the drive and you walk away. Keep it and, well, fires are tragic, aren't they? Your parents would agree. Rage floods through me, hot and bright, burning away the fear. Don't you dare! He lunges. I'm not a fighter, I'm a nurse, but I've spent 3 years in a city ER breaking up fights, restraining violent patients, learning to duck and deflect and survive. When his hand reaches for me, I drop, slide left, slam my locker door into his ribs. He grunts, grabs my hair, yanks me back. The locker room door explodes inward. Roman moves like controlled violence, like every action movie I've ever seen made real. He fires once, the sound deafening in the enclosed space, and the man holding me drops. The other 2 reach for weapons. They don't make it. Roman's men flood in, tactical precision, non-lethal takedowns. In less than 30 seconds, all 3 Rossi soldiers are on the ground, zip-tied, unconscious, or wishing they were. Roman reaches me in 3 strides, hands framing my face, eyes wild with something I've never seen from him. Fear. Are you hurt? His hands move over me, checking for injuries. Natalia, answer me. Did they touch you? I'm fine. The envelope. I look down. It's fallen, the USB drive visible on the tile. He follows my gaze, releases me to retrieve it, studies the small device like it's a live grenade. This is it. When I nod, he carefully pockets it. We need to leave. Now. More will come. Roman, I grab his arm. There's a note from Carlos. You need to read it. I hand him the letter with shaking hands. Watch his expression darken as he reads. When he reaches the part about my parents, his jaw clenches, a muscle jumping. You didn't know, I whisper, about the fire. No. He looks at me, and there's something raw in his eyes. But I should have. The Rossis have been operating in this city for 25 years. If they killed your parents... He trails off, fury building behind careful control. I'm sorry, Natalia. This should never have touched you. But it did. It has. And now, my voice breaks. Now I know everything I believed was a lie. He pulls me against his chest, strong arms wrapping around me, one hand cradling my head. I feel his heartbeat, steady and sure, anchoring me when everything else is spinning. We end this, he says into my hair. Today. With this drive, I can bury the Rossis forever. Every cop they own, every judge, every politician, all of it comes down. How? He pulls back enough to look at me. I have an FBI contact, clean. One of 3 people in the entire bureau I trust. We give him the drive. He builds an airtight case. By tomorrow, Vincent Rossi and everyone in his organization will be in federal custody. And me? You disappear. His thumb brushes my cheek. New name, new city, protection until every last one of them is behind bars. My stomach drops. I'd have to leave? To survive? Yes. And you? The question emerges smaller than I intend. His expression shudders. I stay. Clean up the mess. Make sure they can't touch you. So this ends. Today, us. There is no us, Natalia. But he's still holding me, still touching me like I'm precious. There's survival. That's all there can ever be. I should agree, should be grateful, should take the lifeline he's offering and run as far and fast as I can from this world of violence and secrets. Instead, I kiss him. Pour every confused emotion into it, fear and anger and grief and this terrifying want that's been building since that first phone call. He responds instantly, kissing me back with desperation, with hunger, like he's drowning and I'm air. When we break apart, sirens wail in the distance. Boss! One of his men appears in the doorway. Hospital security called it in. We have maybe 2 minutes. Roman nods, never taking his eyes off me. Can you walk? Yes. Then stay close. We move through the hospital like ghosts, using service corridors I didn't know existed, avoiding cameras with practiced ease. His men peel off at intervals, creating diversions, covering our exit. By the time we reach the parking garage, police are flooding the main entrance. The SUV is waiting, engine running. We're inside and moving before the doors even close properly. Take us to the safe house, Roman orders the driver. Then, to me, there's something else you need to know. The way he says it makes my blood chill. What? He pulls out his phone, opens a photo, hands it to me. It's old, faded, a snapshot from 25 years ago. 4 people smiling at the camera. I recognize 2 of them immediately. My parents, impossibly young, impossibly alive. The other 2 I've seen in Roman's office, in photographs, in news articles. That's Vincent Rossi, I whisper, pointing to the man on my father's left. And that's my father, Luca Moretti. Roman's voice is carefully neutral. This was taken at a business dinner, 1998, before the families went to war. I stare at the photo, at my parents standing between 2 mob bosses like it's the most natural thing in the world. I don't understand. Your father wasn't just the Rossi's accountant, Natalia. He worked for both families, kept the books for an alliance that was supposed to unite the 2 most powerful organizations in the city. He pauses. When that alliance fell apart, your father tried to stay neutral. The Rossis saw it as betrayal. So they killed him. And my father did nothing to stop it. The admission costs him. He should have protected your family. It's the code. But he let politics override honor. Why are you telling me this? He takes the phone back, studies the photo. Because you deserve the truth, all of it. My father wasn't a good man, Natalia. Neither am I. We're products of this world, shaped by its violence. But I'm trying, his voice roughens, to be better than he was, to make different choices. The SUV pulls through gates I recognize, back to the estate, back to safety. But as we park, as Roman's phone starts buzzing with urgent alerts, as his expression shifts into something cold and calculating, I realize safety might be the most dangerous illusion of all. "What's wrong?" I ask. He shows me a screen. Security footage from multiple angles, men in tactical gear surrounding the estate perimeter, dozens of them. "The Rossis," he says quietly. "They're here." The security monitors paint a story in grayscale. 37 armed men forming a perimeter around the estate, military precision in their formation, intent clear in their coordinated movements. They're not here to negotiate. Roman's war room exists in the basement, all concrete and reinforced steel, screens covering one wall like a command center. His men move with quiet efficiency, checking weapons, coordinating responses, preparing for siege warfare. No one panics. This isn't their first time. It's mine. "How did they find us so fast?" I ask, watching dots on the thermal imaging screen. Living, breathing people who want me dead. "They didn't." Roman's voice is ice wrapped in silk. He's at a computer, fingers flying across keys, pulling up files, cross-referencing data. They were already in position, waiting. The implication settles like lead in my stomach. Someone told them we'd come here. Someone's been telling them everything. He pulls up communication logs, phone records, GPS coordinates. Every safe house I've used in the last 6 months, every movement, every plan. His jaw clenches. There's a rat in my organization, and I'm about to find him. One of his men, Marco, the driver from the hotel, approaches with a tablet. "Boss, you need to see this." Roman studies the screen. Whatever he sees there makes something dangerous flicker behind his eyes. Not anger, something colder. Calculation. "Enzo." He says the name like a curse. "My second in command for 8 years. Vincent's had him on payroll for 6. Can we trust anyone?" I move closer, needing the solid warmth of him in this room full of strangers who kill for money. "Marco." Roman nods at the driver. "Luca, Sofia, the 4 people in this room who I'd bet my life on." He looks at me. 5 now. "Because you're the only one with nothing to gain from my death." "Comforting," I mutter, but edge closer anyway. He pulls me against his side, hand splaying across my lower back, thumb stroking through the cashmere, possessive, protective. "They want you alive, Natalia. You're worth more as leverage than as a corpse. That's our advantage." "How is that an advantage?" "Because they'll hesitate. We won't." He turns to his men. "Enzo knows about the tunnels under the east wing. He doesn't know about the ones under the wine cellar. We use those, come out at the boathouse. Marco, you take point. Luca, rear guard. Sofia." "I'm coming with you," the woman interrupts. Mid-30s, scarred hands, eyes like flint. "You need someone who can shoot if this goes sideways. It's already sideways." But Roman doesn't argue. 5 minutes. Grab what we need. Burn the rest. The next 5 minutes are controlled chaos. Roman leads me to his private office, opens a safe hidden behind a painting of the Mediterranean coast. Inside, passports. At least a dozen with different names, but his face. Cash in multiple currencies. A smaller gun, which he hands to me. "Safety's here. Point and squeeze. Don't aim for the head. Center mass, biggest target." He's already moving, grabbing a laptop, the USB drive still in his pocket. "If we get separated, we won't." I surprise myself with the certainty. His eyes meet mine, something shifting behind the tactical coldness. "If we do." "There's a boat at the marina, slip 47. Keys are taped under the captain's chair. Take it south to the Mexican border. There's a house in—" "Roman." I touch his face, feeling stubble rough against my palm. "We're not getting separated." He kisses me hard, brief, tasting like coffee and desperation. "Promise me, if it comes to it, you run. You don't look back. You survive. Only if you promise the same. I'm not the one they want. You're the one I want." The words escape before I can stop them, raw and true and terrifying. His expression cracks, just for a moment, vulnerable in a way I've never seen. Then Marco's voice crackles through the radio. "Boss, they're moving. 2 minutes until they breach." We descend into darkness. The The tunnel system is older than the house, built during Prohibition when rich men needed ways to move illegal goods without detection. Roman leads with a flashlight, gun in his other hand, me pressed close behind him. Sophia brings up the rear, her presence a strange comfort. Water drips somewhere in the darkness. Our footsteps echo off stone. The air tastes like earth and age and the particular mustiness of places long forgotten. "How far?" I whisper. "Quarter mile. Opens up at the old boathouse on the north edge of the property. They won't be watching it. Enzo doesn't know it exists." Above us, muffled sounds, shouting, glass breaking. The Rossis have breached the house. We move faster. The tunnel narrows, widens, branches. Roman navigates without hesitation, knowing every turn. I wonder how many times he's practiced this escape, how many contingencies he's planned for, how many times he's had to run. "Stop." Sophia's voice cuts through the darkness. I hear something. Behind us. We freeze. In the silence, I hear it too. Footsteps, splashing through shallow water pooled on the tunnel floor, getting closer. They found the entrance. Roman's already moving again, faster now. "Run!" We run. The tunnel becomes a blur of darkness and panic, my breath harsh in my ears, his hand iron tight around mine, pulling me forward when I stumble. Behind us, shouts echo. Flashlight beams dance across wet stone. Gunfire explodes in the confined space, deafening. Roman shoves me around a corner, shields me with his body as he returns fire. The muzzle flash illuminates his face in strobing bursts, concentrated, lethal, beautiful in his violence. "Keep moving!" He doesn't wait for my response, just pushes me forward while laying down covering fire. The tunnel opens suddenly into a larger chamber. Wooden stairs lead up to a trap door. Moonlight leaks through cracks in the old wood. "Go!" Roman urges. "Sophia, cover the tunnel." I climb, hands shaking, splinters digging into my palms. The trapdoor resists, swollen with age and moisture. I push harder, shoulders screaming with effort. It gives. Cool night air rushes in, salt-tinged and sweet. I haul myself out into what was once a boathouse, now mostly collapsed, overgrown with ivy and neglect. The ocean stretches dark and infinite beyond. Roman emerges next, then Sophia, and finally Marco. Behind them, in the tunnel, more gunfire, more voices. They're coming. "The yacht!" Roman points to a sleek vessel moored at the decrepit dock. "Keys should be in the ignition. I keep all the toys ready." We run across rotting boards, wood creaking ominously under our weight. I'm 3 feet from the yacht when the boards beneath me give way. I fall. Roman's hand catches mine, his grip crushing, desperate. For one horrible moment I dangle over black water and broken pilings, his arm the only thing between me and drowning. "I've got you." He's straining, muscles corded with effort. "Marco, help me." Together they haul me up. I collapse onto solid planks, gasping. No time for relief. Men pour from the tunnel. "Get her on the boat!" Roman shoves me toward Marco. "Go, go, go!" Marco half carries me onto the yacht. Sophia's already at the controls, engine roaring to life. Roman lays down, suppressing fire, backing toward us one step at a time. He's 10 feet from the boat when Enzo appears at the boathouse entrance. Everything slows. Enzo raises his gun, not at Roman, at me. "Stop or she dies," his voice carries over the chaos. "The USB drive, Roman. Throw it in the water and I let you both leave." Roman freezes, caught between the boat and his betrayer, between saving me and completing his mission. "Don't," I say, reading his intention. "Don't give it to him. Natalia, my parents died for this. Carlos died for this." I'm surprised by the steadiness in my voice. "Don't let it be for nothing." Something like pride flashes across Roman's face, then determination. "You want the drive?" He pulls it from his pocket, holds it up. "Come take it." He throws it, not to Enzo, not into the water, to me. I catch it on instinct as Roman launches himself onto the boat. Sophia guns the engine, and we're moving, pulling away from the dock as bullets punch through fiberglass and shatter windows. Roman covers me with his body, gun firing in controlled bursts, keeping the Rossis pinned while we escape into open water. The estate grows smaller behind us. Then it's just darkness and ocean and the 4 of us breathing hard, alive against the odds. "That was insane," Marco says, checking himself for wounds. "That was Tuesday." Sophia doesn't look up from the controls. "Where to, boss?" Roman sits up slowly, checking me for injuries with hands that shake slightly. When he's satisfied I'm whole, He pulls me against him, face buried in my hair, breathing me in like oxygen. "The city," he finally says. "We're going to end this tonight." I feel the USB drive still clutched in my fist. All that evidence, all that power, everything Vincent Rossi has killed to keep hidden. "How?" I ask. Roman's smile is dangerous. "We give him exactly what he wants. The FBI field office is a fortress of concrete and paranoia at 3 a.m. Roman's contact, Agent Sarah Chen, mid-40s, iron gray in her black hair, eyes that have seen too much, meets us in the underground parking garage. "You look like hell, Moretti." She doesn't offer her hand, doesn't need to. They've known each other long enough that pleasantries died years ago. "Feel worse." He gestures to me. "This is Natalia Rivera, Carlos Rivera's sister." Something shifts in Chen's expression, not quite sympathy, but close. "I'm sorry for your loss. Your brother was helping us build a case. He was brave." "He was stupid," I correct. "But thank you." She leads us through security into an elevator that descends rather than climbs, into levels that don't officially exist. Interview rooms with one-way glass, holding cells that never appear on any manifest, the places where the government does things it pretends not to do. The room she takes us to is small, Spartan, table, chairs, recording equipment openly displayed. "The drive?" Chen extends her hand. Roman looks at me. "My choice, my brother's legacy, my parents' justice." I hand it over. Chen inserts it into a laptop, and we watch as files populate the screen. Thousands of them. Bank records, photographs, audio files, video surveillance, 25 years of crime documented in excruciating detail. "My God," Chen breathes. This is everything. Every cop on the Rossi payroll, every judge, 3 senators, the deputy mayor." She keeps scrolling, keeps discovering. "With this, we can take down the entire organization in one night." "Not good enough." Roman leans forward, intensity radiating from him. "Vincent Rossi doesn't go to some minimum security white-collar prison. He goes to Supermax, solitary, for the rest of his miserable life. The evidence here isn't enough. We need him to confess, on record, to murders he ordered." Roman's jaw clenches. "Including the fire that killed Natalia's parents?" Chen studies him for a long moment. "You're talking about a sting operation, using her as bait." "No," I speak before Roman can. "I'm talking about ending this, whatever it takes." "Natalia," Roman turns to me. "You don't have to." "Yes, I do." I meet his eyes, needing him to understand. "They murdered my family. They destroyed my brother. They've taken everything from me except my life, and only because you've been standing between me and them." I take his hand. "Let me do this. Let me finish it." Chen looks between us, reading the dynamic, the connection. "If we do this, it has to be completely controlled. Wire, backup, the works, and Moretti," she points at Roman. "You stay out of it. One whiff of you, and Rossi will know it's a trap." "Not happening." His grip tightens on my hand. "Where she goes, I go." "Then wear a wire, too. We'll need both testimonies for the case." Chen stands. "I'll need 3 hours to set this up. Get some rest." Rest is impossible. We're given a safe room, government bland, uncomfortable furniture, windows that don't open. Roman paces like a caged animal, working his phone, coordinating with his remaining loyal people, building his own contingencies because he trusts no one completely. Not even Chen. I sit on the institutional couch and watch him, this dangerous man who answered a wrong number and changed my life, who's killed to protect me, who's risked everything when he could have just eliminated the problem, eliminated me, and moved on. "Why?" I ask suddenly. He stops pacing. "Why what?" "Why me? You could have cut your losses a dozen times, given me to the Rossis, kept the USB drive, let this all play out without getting personally involved." I stand, needing to be closer. "Why didn't you?" He's quiet for so long I think he won't answer. Then, "When you answered that call, when you could have hung up but didn't, when you lied about your name but came to meet me anyway." He cups my face, thumbs stroking my cheekbones. "You reminded me there are still people in this world who choose courage over safety, who lead with their hearts even when their heads say run." That's not an answer. It's the only one I have, His forehead touches mine. I've spent 34 years in this life, Natalia. Raised to be hard, to trust no one, to see every person as either asset or threat. And then you, his voice roughens. You looked at me like I could be something other than what I am. You are something other than what you are. I kiss him softly. You're the man who kept me alive, who didn't have to but chose to anyway. If this goes wrong, it won't. But if it does, he pulls back, needing me to see his eyes. I need you to know that these 2 days with you have been worth whatever comes next, that you made me remember why my father started this business, not for money or power, but to protect people the system failed. Roman, I love you. The words fall between us like grenades. I didn't mean to, didn't plan on it. But somewhere between that first phone call and now, you stopped being a complication and became the only thing that matters. My heart stops, restarts, races. You love me. Inconveniently, dangerously, completely. He tries to smile. Terrible timing, I know. I kiss him. Pour everything I can't articulate into it. Fear and hope and this fierce, bright thing I'm afraid to name. When we break apart, both breathless, I whisper against his lips, I love you too. And we're going to survive this. Together. Frankar. Hours later, I'm wired for sound, wearing a designer dress Chen procured from somewhere, standing in the lobby of the Rossi family estate. The mansion makes Romans look modest, all marble and gold, decadence that screams old money built on suffering. Vincent Rossi receives me in his study. 70-something, silver hair immaculate, suit probably worth more than a car. He looks like someone's grandfather, like he's never ordered an execution in his life. Miss Rivera, he gestures to a chair. I'm so pleased you've come to your senses. You murdered my parents. I stay standing. I want to hear you say it. He tilts his head, studying me like a curious specimen. Your father was weak, developed a conscience at the worst possible time, threatened to expose operations that had been running smoothly for decades. So you killed them, burned them alive. I eliminated a threat to my business. No remorse, no humanity. The fire was regrettable, but necessary. Your mother was collateral damage. Every word is being recorded, every admission, but I need more. And Carlos, my brother? Ah, Carlos. Vincent pours himself whiskey, doesn't offer me any. Now he was smart. Worked for me for years, feeding the DEA just enough to seem useful while actually protecting my interests, until he got greedy, started collecting real evidence that couldn't stand. You had him executed. I had a problem solved. He takes a sip, savoring it. Now, the USB drive. I believe you have it. What makes you think I'd give it to you? Because the alternative is, I have you killed, slowly, painfully. And then I kill everyone you've ever spoken to just to be thorough. He smiles. I'm an old man, Miss Rivera. I don't have time for games. Neither do I. The doors burst open. FBI floods in, 20 agents, weapons drawn, Chen leading the charge. Vincent Rossi, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, human trafficking. She's still reading rights as agents swarm him. Vincent's expression barely changes. You think this matters? My lawyers will have me out in 24 hours. Not this time. Roman steps through the door, and I see Vincent's mask finally crack. See, the thing about buying cops and judges, eventually someone catches the ones you can't buy. Agent Chen's been running a parallel investigation for 3 years. Your entire network is being rounded up as we speak. Every dirty cop, every compromised official, everyone. Moretti. Vincent's voice drips venom. I should have killed you when I had the chance. You had many chances. Roman moves to my side, hand finding mine. You just underestimated what I'd do to protect what's mine. Vincent looks at our joined hands, understanding dawning. The girl. You fell for the girl. How disappointing. Your father would be ashamed. My father's dead. Roman's voice is ice, and his mistakes die with him. I'm building something different, something better. You're still a criminal. Working on it. Roman's smile has edges. Agent Chen and I have reached an understanding. I provide testimony against your entire organization, turn state's evidence on 20 years of corruption, and in exchange, I get immunity. Clean slate, fresh start. You're a rat. Vincent spits the word. I'm pragmatic. Roman watches as agents cuff the old man. And unlike you, I'm willing to change, to be better, for her. They lead Vincent away, still protesting, still threatening, still believing his money and power will save him. They won't. Not this time. Chen approaches us, something like approval in her eyes. Good work, both of you. We'll need full depositions, but you're free to go. Just like that, I can barely process it. It's over? The legal proceedings will take months, but the threat to your life? She nods. Over. Vincent's organization is being dismantled as we speak. You're safe now. Safe. The word feels foreign. Impossible. Roman's arm comes around my waist, holding me up when my knees want to give out. Thank you, Sarah. Thank your girlfriend. She's the bravest civilian I've met in 20 years. Chen actually smiles. Take care of each other. We walk out of that mansion of horrors into morning light. The sun is rising, painting everything gold, and I feel like I'm seeing the world for the first time. What now? I ask, standing on the steps, breathing free air. Now? Roman turns me to face him, hands gentle on my face. Now we build a life, a real one. Legal businesses, normal problems, boring Sunday mornings. You'll hate it. I'll love it. He kisses me, soft and sweet and full of promise. Because you'll be there. 3 months later, I'm back in my scrubs, back in the ER, saving lives like I was always meant to. But at the end of my shift, instead of going home to an empty apartment, I drive to a house by the ocean, not the estate, somewhere smaller, ours, where Roman waits with dinner and that smile he only shows me. He's kept his promise, gone legitimate, transformed his father's empire into legal enterprises, using his power for protection instead of exploitation. Some nights he still gets calls that make his expression go hard, old instincts die slowly. But he's trying. For me, for us, for the future we're building from the ashes of our pasts. My phone rings as I'm pulling into the driveway. Unknown number. I smile, remembering another wrong number that changed everything, and answer. Hello? Hey, beautiful. Roman's voice, warm and alive and home. Forgot my phone at the house using the neighbors. Just wanted to make sure you're close. 2 minutes away. Good. I love you. I love you too. Some wrong numbers lead exactly where you're meant to be. And this time, I got the right call after all.